Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the shares, views, subscribes, the comments, generous donations in all forms, everything. I appreciate it all. We're going to go ahead and ring this bell. We're going to go ahead and clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the messages that Spirit has for us this Wednesday morning or whenever you happen to see this. Somebody finally sees someone else for who they truly are. You know, sometimes we look at people and we get these ideas, these thoughts, we have these certain feelings and we paint a picture of people the way we want them to be. Hey, K Hypsee, Grand Rising. But it's not necessarily the way that they truly are. You know, it's kind of like looking at someone's potential. They have the potential to do this. They have the potential to be great. But sometimes we have to realize these people aren't meeting their potential. Someone is finally seeing the person that they put up on this pedestal never deserved to be there. They're seeing this person as fake. Bottom of the deck, justice. Somehow this is karma for this person. And they know that this is karma. Hey, Rose Glitter, because they're thinking about the past. They're thinking about how they treated you in the past. Maybe things that they said, how they actually acted, you know, things that they did. But whatever it is, you know, this person is having this fall from grace, a humbling experience, and an eye-opening experience at the same damn time. You know, this is somebody who, you know, this sword is down. This is somebody who didn't say what they needed to say, who didn't come to you, didn't talk to you like they should have. Even though this person knew the truth about a certain situation, they still did not say what they needed to say. It's like they closed their eyes and thought that if they didn't say anything, this whole nightmare would be over. This is somebody now that they thought that they was going to start over. They was going to have this new opportunity. I'm kind of seeing in my mind's eye, they felt like if they treated you, you know, a certain way, like you was nothing, then this other person that they held in so high regard and such high esteem would actually want to pick them up to their level. But see, what this person didn't realize is that who they held in high esteem was levels lower than you. So they would not have, this person would have never picked them up to their level. They would have always had to go down to meet this person's level. That's what they realized. That it was not an ascension. They were actually descending. This is somebody who thought that they didn't need to work with you, that maybe you didn't work hard enough, that you didn't do enough, because somebody had lied to them and said, oh, that they did so much more than you, that they have accomplished so much more, that they were this great celestial being, only to find out that that person was nothing but a joke. Now this person realizes how hard you worked. Everything that you put in, everything that you built. This person is realizing this, and this person is confused about who they thought that they wanted to be just like. This person is seeing things clearly now. They're seeing who the better person is. They're seeing who is actually happy with their life, secure. That's it. You are secure with who you are. And this other person never has been secure. They never felt good about themselves. They never celebrated themselves in a healthy way. And in a healthy way was you didn't have to compare yourself to someone else. You didn't look down your nose at someone else and say, I'm much better than them. That wasn't you. That wasn't your style. You celebrated yourself saying, look how far I've come by myself. Last year I was there. This year I'm here. Next year I plan on being here. Look how far I've come within the last 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. I did this. I accomplished that. I set my mind to doing this and I did that. That was how you celebrated yourself. This person is thinking about someone else and they never could measure up. They never could measure up to you. And they gave this person, they gave hand over fist over hand over fist to this person. And now they put themselves in a position where they are like upset. They're concerned. They're worried. Because you know what? That person has not given back to them. As much as they have given to that person never gave back to them. Not in the way that you gave to them. This is why this person, we started off with the justice card. This is why this person is getting their karma. Because they took you for granted. They took you to be a joke. And there was nothing funny about you. This person loves you now. They love how you speak your truth. They love how you don't mince words. They love how you see shit for what it is and not how you want it to be. They love you now. They respect you. They respect the fact that you will stand up for yourself. You will set a motherfucker straight. They love the fact that you just say it, whatever it is. You ain't trying to sugarcoat nothing for nobody, especially when you know that person is not good for you. Now this person is in their feelings, wearing their heart on their sleeve because they're thinking about these 2 cups. They're thinking about the past of how they treated you and how everything is their fault that this tower has fallen. Someone is finally getting it. Hey, Danny. They're finally realizing, like you said, 2 is company, but 3 is a crowd. They're finally understanding what that 3 is a crowd mean. See, before they was told the more the merrier. When you're having a party, sure, the more the merrier when you're having a party, when you're having a get together or a gathering or a celebration, sure. But when it comes to a relationship, 2 is company. That's all you need. Because 3 is a crowd. One of them is going to be cut out. Because that third one is always going to be the jealous one. The third one is always going to be the lackey. The third one is always going to be the one who feel like they got to go above and beyond to make somebody else feel like they not enough. They don't do enough. They'll never be enough. This, that, and the other. So 2 is company. That third one is always going to be the crowd. Hey, Yolanda. You too, K Hypsee. Enjoy your day at work. See, this person thought that they was dealing with an emperor. They thought they was dealing with an emperor. Thank you so much, K Hypsee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But now they're realizing they should have cut that emperor out. They should have blocked that emperor from jumping in their motherfucking business. They should have told that emperor, get back. Because you're not an emperor. If you was an emperor, you wouldn't be trying to get in the middle of. See, this person realized they put themselves in a position. They sacrificed themselves. What is it, little girl? What you want, little girl? What? Hold on. She want to go outside. Hold on. Come on, let's go. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Let's go. Wait a minute. Sorry, y'all. Thank you so much for being patient. This girl. Hey, Tubi Records. How are you this morning? Yeah, they sacrificed themselves trying to please someone else, somebody who didn't even, somebody who couldn't, who was never happy, was never going to be happy, didn't even know what happiness was, and they was a happiness hater. Somebody that didn't want anybody else to be happy, let alone you to be happy. I feel for this person this morning. I really do. My heart feels for this person. But you know what? Let this be a lesson learned, not a repeat. A lesson learned. Hey, Carla. Somebody fumbled. Somebody couldn't see who you were. Not only were you the Queen of Pentacles, not only did you have that loving heart, but you know what? You were independent. You worked. You was honest. You had integrity. Had compassion. You cared for your fellow man. They didn't see that in you. They didn't see that in you. They took for granted who you were. You had everything that you wanted, everything that you needed. And then on top of that, you was very spiritual. They took that for granted. You was helping them. But they weren't even helping themselves. This person had spread some type of, listen to this communication, or received some type of communication, or was sending out some type of communication, or something that is changed everything. Like they may have heard this person that they put on this pedestal lying about them, just like they lied about you. Gossiping about them, just like they gossiped about you. Talking bullshit about them, just like they talked bullshit about you. And had them trying to compete with somebody else, just like they wanted you to compete with them. That was an eye-opener. Hey, Create. That's when somebody realized they should have protected themselves, because they didn't see that this was an enemy. That this was always an enemy and was going to always be an enemy. This was a hater. This was one of your biggest haters. Somebody had to go within. They went within, because now they understand what they have to go without, or who they have to go without. Like I said, I feel. Are we back? I think we're back. Okay. Yes, something about this this hermit, I feel like there was something special that this hermit wanted to celebrate. Something that was, they wanted to celebrate. Something that was exciting for them. Something that was good for them. Something that they wanted some acknowledgement. And I feel like this person that they held in this high esteem just like treated them like, well. Hey, awakened chosen 333. It's like this other person treated them like it was no big deal. Whereas I feel like you said something. You maybe acknowledged something. You did something. And then that's what made this person realize that, you know what? You have always been that star. No matter what it was that you said or you did, and it could have been something that, something small. Just the one word, congratulations or something small. But that's whenever this person realized who this other person was not and who you were. Because just by you saying, like I said, something small, congratulations, or something like that, that showed that person, it's almost like it healed a part of that person. It made that person, gave that person something good in their heart to feel good about, to carry on their day. Hey, Gray Bailey, how are you? Hey, Sunny, Grand Rising Red Violet. Made this person feel like now their day is going to turn out good, regardless of what somebody else was thinking, trying to do, or whatever. Because you know what, they see what this person was trying to do, the same thing that this person has always done, try to bring somebody else down. Try to make it seem like whatever they should have had, they could have just said the word congratulations, whether they said it or not, but they didn't. They chose not to, because this person is always trying to be a Debbie Downer. No offense to any Debbies. But somebody always think that they want to bring somebody down. That way they expect less of them the next time around. Could have been something like a birthday. Instead of them saying happy birthday, they don't want to say anything. They don't want to acknowledge anything. That way the next year they won't have to say anything, because they feel like that person won't expect nothing. They may have started off good, giving them a card and a little gift. Then the next year they just gave them a card. Then the next year they only just said happy birthday. Now they ain't saying shit. Next year they feel like they can just they got the green light just to ignore this person all the way. And there's something about this person refused to see the red flags, the warning lights, the bells, the whistles, everything that this person was doing, everything that this person was saying, how this person was trying to count somebody else out to make themselves look like they was good. They refused to see that when it mattered regarding your relationship. Now this person is realizing it, how it affected you, because it's affecting them that same way too. Something about they're looking at their home life now. They're really looking at the home and the part that they played in it. And the part that they played in it was they broke up that home. Once again, 2 is company. 3 is always going to be a crowd. This is something that, they should have cherished. This is something that they should have been committed to. This was their family. They should have been committed. It's almost like you worked by yourself. Maybe you was the only one that was committed. You was the only one that was doing all the work, all the hard labor, all the pushing, all the pulling, all the begging, all the pleading for this person just to wake up and see what's truly going on. But for whatever reason, you couldn't get this person to see nothing. Finally, you just said, I have to save myself. I have to save myself. Now this person, they feel like a fool. They feel foolish because they got themselves in a position that they don't know how to get themselves out of. Hey, Malcolm. Hi, Shame. How are you? Shame, how are you? Now they feel like they don't know how to get themselves out of this, and they feel real foolish. They understand now that they wasn't thinking clearly. They was acting really immature. Like the elevator didn't go all the way to the top. And if it did go to the top, the doors, the sure the fuck didn't open. The light didn't come on. The bell didn't ring. Something didn't happen up there. They feeling real foolish, real immature, especially after you walked away. You walked away. And see, they realize now they only had 1 cup. You took your 8 cups. Had they wanted to have their wish fulfillment, they would have stayed with you, and there would have been 9 cups. That wish fulfillment. But this person was thinking so singularly. Me, 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 me. And they was listening to the wrong people. That's the problem. They was listening to somebody else when they should have been listening to them damn self. They allowed somebody else to tell them what they could do. Oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, and I can do that. When they couldn't do a damn thing. So they had made this plan that they was going to follow this person. Like, how you lead a bull with that nose in their ring? You put the little leash on the nose ring of the bull, and you can pull the bull, lead it around town, do this and do that, and that bull is never going to buck up against you because the bull don't want to pull their nose out. That's what this person was like. They was allowing somebody to lead them around, and they was doing all the stupidest shit without thinking about nothing. Not thinking about how they was being led around by their fucking nose with a ring and a leash. Now they're sitting here staring at the wall, trying to figure out who they work with, why they even work with this person. All they got is 3 pentacles now, and this person ain't working with them. Now they realize that, you know what, they put themselves in this position. They had this great grand gesture, this thought, oh, I'm going to do this. We're going to be rich. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to travel the world. And I'm going to see lions and tigers and bears. I'm going to do this. I'm going to paint pet the hyenas. I'm going to climb up the giraffe's neck. Oh, we're going to go to Jurassic Park too, because I need to see me done. This person was thinking so fucking immature. It was being so fucking immature, only to find out that they didn't get a damn thing. Except left out in the fucking cold. That person has turned their back on them. Like I said, this was something that was special to this person. And that karmic that they had was like, oh, that's all it is. Oh, okay. So you graduated and you got your PhD. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. What else you want me to do? Huh? What's that? A player hater degree? What you got? What? Something stupid like that. Something inconsiderate like that. Something that they should have just slapped them just like that. Hey, Kratos, the OG, how are you? See, this person, instead of them sitting here not believing the lies, they believe the lies, but now somebody's realizing they should not have believed the fucking lies. They should have realized that it was all a red flag. Hey, Lightworker William. But somebody, now that in hindsight, they realize they believe the lies. Now they're sitting here trying to get back on the good foot, trying to reach out to you because now they understand the truth. Now they understand it's clear what you meant when you said what you said. They knew it whenever you walked away. And even whenever you walked away and you didn't even say anything, you just went on about your business because at some point you threw your hands up and you said, you know what, I can't deal with stupid. I can't deal with foolishness. I can't deal with a fucking flunky who was fine to be a fucking flunky. I can't deal with somebody who purposely set themselves up for failure. I can't deal with that because that's not you. See, this person, they wanted to believe everything that this witch was manipulating them to believe. Oh, talk about a spell being cast. They sat there and they fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And right now they are feeling that sinker part. They're realizing they was led around by their nose. They finally made a decision. They finally woke up. They finally came to their senses and realized that 2 is company and 3 will always be a fucking crowd. They realized that all that shit that they did has come back on them. They realized that everything that they looked down at you and thought that you was never going to be, you always were. You were already there. They needed to get on your level. You refused to go back down to be on their level. And now this person is sad. They in their feelings, they in their emotions, because they don't know what to do. They feel lonely. They feel outcast. They feel confused. They feel discombobulated. They feel upset. And the only thing that they can think that's coming in for them is more pain, more confusion, more being by themselves, more burdens. This person finally woke the fuck up. Finally decided it was time for them to stop the madness. Because that's all it was. Madness. It was a cacophony. The shit didn't even make sense what they was doing. They finally woke the fuck up and realized it's time for them to go on their own. It's time for them to stop depending on somebody else to make them happy, because they had to finally realize the only one that can make them happy is not that lying motherfucking ass knucklehead over there. Not the one who's bringing them down. Not the one who's conveniently forgetting. Not the one who's like, oh, well, that's all you did. Oh, okay. Oh, you got your PhD in scientific astrology and with a minor, with a major in NASA technology and a minor in learning 17 languages. Whoop, anybody can do that shit. Whoop, what you want me to say? Hey, Roland. You know, somebody finally realized that they have to put their life back on track. Nobody's going to come in and save them. Because when you were sitting here trying to tell them, trying to talk to them, trying to minister to them, trying to guide them, trying to give them wisdom, trying to drop them some knowledge, trying to tell them, stop the cap, they didn't want to hear what you had to say because they were sitting there pointing the finger at you like you was a fucking hater. Who the fuck hates a knucklehead? Nobody. Because you recognize that's a knucklehead. The reason this person had to wake up to realize that the reason that you wasn't fucking around with this knucklehead is because they was a knucklehead. The reason you didn't feel like you had to just jump on in there and be like, yeah, that's right, is because you knew that was wrong. The reason that you didn't want to co-sign on no bullshit because you smelled it and you said, you know what? That's nothing but a big pile of bullshit. You could stick your nose in it, but I'm good. No, thank you. They had to finally realize you have scruples. You got standards. You have self-respect. You got dignity for yourself. You love yourself. You like yourself. And you are confident about yourself, within yourself. That's the fuck why you didn't jump on that motherfucking lying ass knucklehead bone, skeletons coming out the motherfucking closet every time that bitch opened up their mouth, coattails. Because you knew they was a liar and a fake and a farce and phony. You knew that. So instead of this person saying, using their brain, because at that point the brain was just, the elevator was only coming up to here, maybe. Not even here, maybe down around here. Instead of that person saying, you know what? Let me stop and look at collective, because collective ain't buying that bullshit at all. Collective don't even want to be around this person. Collective turned their back on this person. Collective said, stop the cap, motherfucker. Collective said, talk to the hand, motherfucker. Collective said, shut the fuck up, you dumbass motherfucker. Why is collective saying that? Instead of them sitting there thinking collective is a hater. Now they say, I get it now. I get why collective wasn't fucking around with this fool. Hey, Infinite One, how are you? Now I understand why collective was not fucking around with this fool. Because you know what? They're foolish. Now somebody wants to come and they want to apologize to you. I kind of feel like this person is still kind of stuck. They want to apologize, but because this horse ain't moving. They don't know what to say. What do you say to somebody that, yeah, I know I could have listened. I know I should have listened. I know I had the ability to listen, but I just thought that, you wasn't going to be right. And that's it. They didn't want you to be right. Hey, James, how are you? How are you and Biscuit? Confirmation. They did not want you to be right. It's like somehow within their own, and that's how they have to check themselves. They got to check their own heart. For whatever reason, they wanted you to be wrong. They have to check themselves at the motherfucking door because they wanted you to be wrong. They didn't want to tell you how strong you were, how right you were, how courageous you were to stand up for what was right. Now they want to tell you that because now they want you to stand up for them. They didn't want to tell you about, you knew what you was doing whenever you walked the fuck away. You got in your car and you was like, bye, bitches. And you wasn't worried about nothing. You was always balanced. Now this person, like I said, they want to come towards you, but they don't know what to say. They know they owe you an apology, and they need to travel to you because they know you're not going to travel to them. And now they see you for who you are. Not only do they see that fake, phony fuck around for who they are, they see you for who you are. A whole earth angel, a whole star, a healer. Like I said, this is somebody who they don't know what to say. They don't know what to say. This is somebody who's praying, though, that they get another opportunity with you. This is somebody who's praying that they get a new opportunity. And this is somebody that's praying that they get an opportunity to leave this bullshit the fuck alone. Because they see everything clearly. Now, after you done told them what was going to happen, and lo and behold, it's happening. You told them what to expect, and lo and behold, it's happening. And they afraid now. Because you told them what to expect. And they never thought that it was going to come true. Yeah, it was coming true. You saw it. You saw it clearly. Because you saw the bullshit ass person that they was trying to hang around. Like I said, they wanted you to be wrong. They wanted this other person to be right. You told them. You said you felt it in the ethers. You said energy don't lie. Energy don't lie. You said change your course. If not, you're going to have to protect yourself. Energy don't lie. They don't know how you even knew this. Because you saw the fake in somebody else. You saw how somebody else was just jealous, you saw how somebody else was not no fucking emperor. How they was just a distractor. That's what you saw. But like I said, you can only tell somebody so much for so damn long, because this person was in la la land. They was hoping that, oh no, you're wrong. You're wrong. But this person was in a fantasy world whenever you was sitting there actively fighting in the battle for them. But see, they didn't want to fight for you. In fact, they picked up a stick and started trying to hit you with it. That's when you realize this motherfucker is so dumb and working for the fucking devil. They believe in everything that this devil is coming out of their mouth. That's why you was like, you know what? You can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid. That's whenever you just said, let me hold back. Let me make another plan for myself because I'm out. This person, they want to believe the lie. Go ahead and believe the lie. You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing. That's somebody who's too damn stubborn for their own good. That's somebody who want to live a life of fucking misery because they feel like they know it all. You don't know nothing. What are you supposed to know? I know a whole lot more than you. That's for damn sure. I see my eyes is open a whole lot more than yours is. That's for damn sure. I'm not allowing somebody to pull the rug over my eyes. That's for damn sure. This person didn't want to hear shit. They want to do all this talking. They didn't even want to pray like you told them to pray. This person cannot even rest. This person can't sleep. This person can't do nothing now. This person find themselves in a position because they didn't want to listen. They felt like they had all the answers. Somebody else tell them to go out and do some wild ass bullshit. They was doing it. They just didn't realize in the end, when it all came down to it, not only was you going to win, but you also knew how to protect yourself. You have been dealing with these types of wars, these types of fights, these types of battles your entire life. So why wouldn't they listen? And they didn't listen because somebody else had talked to them and said, they don't know what they're talking about. They never had to go through that. Oh no, I never did this. Like, why would you sit there and believe the abuser? That's got to be the most ignorant, stupidest thing I've ever heard. Somebody realized they listened to the wrong one. They listened to the one who was striking somebody, who was casting the spells, who was saying bad shit. They hope bad shit come over your life. They was listening to and believing the abuser instead of asking the abused what really happened. That's how you can tell somebody was young, dumb, and full of calm. And now they all in their feelings and they all upset because, oh, why did I do that? Why? Well, don't nobody know why. We was trying to figure that shit out because somebody was young and wanted to believe the fucking devil. That's why. Like they say, stand for something or you will fall for anything. And this person realized they fell for everything out there. This person want to travel to you. They want to come home. They want to talk to you. They want to tell you that you was telling the truth about this motherfucking manipulating, lazy ass liar. You was telling the truth. You know. Oh, you know. And you were saying it out of love. You was giving them sage advice out of love. And they still acted like you didn't know what you was talking about. You cannot save a fool. Only thing you can do is allow a fool to act foolish. They are mirroring everything right now because we got 94 and 49 in the chat. 94 people and well, now we got 50 likes. Thank you. Can we get some more likes up in here, please? Confirmation. You know, it's like sometimes people you so instead of approaching something like, you know what, this person may be telling me something because maybe there's some life experience that this person has gone through that I'm not really aware of. Instead of them sitting there saying that, they go, oh no, I'm not allowing this person to tell me what to do. Ain't nobody trying to tell you what to do. It's called a warning. It's called wisdom. That's what it is. Somebody was so worried about somebody. They ain't gonna try and control my life. Okay, fool. Tell Bozo and Ronald I said hello. But they can't even come around me either. Bottom of the deck. All because they didn't want to listen to you. They ain't want to hear. Oh, they want to listen to everything you got to say now, though. They feel stupid. Stupid, dumb, ignorant, silly, foolish, whatever words are out there. That's how they feeling. Hey, Ness, how are you? That's how they feeling. Because you gave them, you told them, you shared some light. You were sharing some important information. And whenever you saw that they didn't want to hear it, you said, okay, say less. Say less. Now this person is realizing that you was sharing knowledge, you was giving them wisdom. That's why you protected yourself. That's why you was standoffish. That's why you didn't want to be around somebody. You was sharing an experience, a life lesson that you had learned back in the day that you wanted to save them from. That this person is realizing that they allowed somebody to manipulate them, to trick them out their spot. This could have been a family member. But they realizing that somebody played a bad trick on them. Nope. They need to realize they allow themselves to walk down the path and put on the big old hat that says dunce. Fool. Easily manipulated. Dummy. Number one, stupid. They allow themselves to do that. Hey, Jesus Spirit, how are you? Hi, Miss Grand Marquise, how are you? So they can't blame nobody else. Oh, because somebody was, they saw who you are. Now they really see who you are, but they allow somebody to play this trick on them. Like, oh, I know what's going to work. I know what this and that and the other. They sat there, and instead of somebody spreading these lies about you and them standing up, they chose not to say nothing to dispel the lies about you. They thought that somebody was going to give them the love that you gave them. Now they finding their asses out in the cold, missing your love, missing your advice, missing your guidance, missing everything about you. Out in the cold now. No place to go. Not even, like I said, it was something special about a day. Something special. And they just wanted to feel that warm and fuzzy inside their heart. Somebody was like, oh, yeah, oh, okay. Oh, it's your birthday? Wednesday over here. Well, I don't see what the big deal is. And maybe you just said something to them, sent them a little text. I remembered your day. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day. Which gave them that wake up, like, oh, damn, you know what? The person that I gave my ass to kiss is the only one acknowledging me, and the person that I put up on the pedestal is the only one fucking ignoring me. Ain't that something? Weird, huh? That's weird. Now they see everything clearly, and they're ashamed that they even held back. They had to go within and realize they was being led around by that ring in their nose and that leash like a fucking bull, because they couldn't see themselves. All they could see was that devil. They gave that devil control over them, whereas they should have went within. And they sad, sick, busted, and disgusted now, thinking about what the fuck they did, because they're thinking about it. They're calling judgment on themselves. I tripped. You good. You like confirmation. I take my money and go on home. Ain't no sweat off my nose. Whatever, player. Whatever floats your boat. Good luck with that one. And they sitting there thinking about all that shit that they tried to put into this relationship, and it still didn't get them nowhere. It still didn't get them nowhere. Nowhere. This person is the person that they put in all that work with. They running around like still doing putting them in unsafe situations. And they're thinking about all the time when you was trying to get them to open up their third eye to really see what was going on. But now they see who this person is. They see that this person think that they're a player. that they're egotistical, that they are a manipulator, that they are narcissistic, that they only think about them. And whatever conversation that you having with this motherfucker, if you ain't sitting there painting them to be the best person, that they don't want to talk about it. If it got to do with a bill, they don't want to talk about it. If it got to do with something that's positive that happened to them, they don't want to talk about it. But if you sitting there talking about how great this motherfucking narcissist is, oh, they all up in the conversation then. You can't shut them up then. And this person, it's sad. It's sad. They sitting here thinking about how you was healing, and they believe the worst about you. You was always the one that was healing them, and they believe the absolute worst about you. They feel stupid. They really do. They feel like they let themselves down. And they did. They let themselves down, not you. You was disappointed, but they really let themselves down. Hey, Jesky. It's one of those things that, well, I guess you got to do better. You know, ain't nobody trying to be like, well, I told you so, but we told you so. Somebody should have opened up their eyes and really saw who they was dealing with. Really saw who they was dealing with. And now they thinking about everything that they did in the past and how they feel about it today. That same bullshit that they couldn't wait to stick their nose in because that other person was putting out there that you refused. They feel like that same pile of bullshit today. They feel like bullshit. And they want to come and they want to bring you your flowers. They want to tell you was right. They want to apologize. They want to ask for forgiveness, but they don't know how they can do that. Because they're thinking about everything that they did do. They feel it. They getting their own karma. Karma that they feel like they deserve. They deserve. Because they sat there and they planned to come up against you. They planned to go against you. They was your secret enemy. They was a hater to you. You know, they tried to stick 10 knives in your back, and you was like, keep those knives. Keep them. Because you're going to need them to defend yourself with. So you hold on to all of them. Because you're going to need them. Then they sitting here looking at you now, winning, victorious, looking happy. People are celebrating you, and they sitting here looking silly. Like, damn, I missed that whole thing. I missed the prize. And look, that hand right here, the hand of God saying, take this. And they was like, I don't want that. They want it now. Now they want it because the whole world is coming down. They realize they should have listened. They should have put their fucking ego to the side. They should have said to themselves, you know what? Pride comes right before a fall. They should have told that demonic energy to go fuck themselves. But right now, this is how they're feeling. Like the entire world is crumbling. The whole time, they should have loved you. They should have realized two is company. And 3 is a crowd, especially since you so loving to them. They changed. It's like they betrayed their whole family. You could have been their family, and they switching up. Like they hold somebody else in higher regard. Like who you gonna hold higher than the person who always been there for you? You know how stupid you sound? And they know you told them the truth. Because everything that you said, not only is it extremely clear, not only is it resonating, not only is it reverberating in the head, not only can they not sleep because of them thinking about everything that you told them, the fact is you loved them and respected them enough. You held them in high esteem and high regard enough. You had enough compassion and empathy and care and understanding to tell them the motherfucking truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's why this person is all in their head. That's why they can't sleep. That's why it's looking like they are aging. Let's go ahead and swing the pendulum. I need to do my straight 8. Think of your question. Think of your question, all right? Let's see which way the pendulum is going to swing this morning. And it's already with the yes. Yeah, the answer is yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. This morning, I want to ring the bell. I want to clear out the energy before we start our Wednesday so that it's such a positive day. I want us to all have a wonderful and positive day. And let whatever is worrying us not to worry us. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I love you all. Hi, Jasmine. Wait, Jasmine. Hi, Jess. How are you? I'm sorry, y'all. Jasmine, breathe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day. And just let God take care of everything because He's already got it taken care of. All right. Love you all.